Hello and welcome back to Porn and Capitalism, the number one podcast discussing porn and capitalism. On today's episode, I think we need to focus on the people who broke into the Capitol. Okay, obviously this is the big news story. Trump supporters, patriots as they call themselves, broke into the Capitol building in Washington, D.C., and a lot of people are trying to figure out, what are we going to do with these people? Are we going to prosecute them? What are we going to do? You know what I say we do? I say we kill them. I think we have to kill these people. Capital punishment, okay? That is what we need for these people. These are people who have supported capital punishment the whole time, death penalty. These are also people who scream, give me liberty or give me death. You clearly didn't give them liberty, give them death. This is what they wanted. It was their backup option. I don't know what the problem is. Send them to Terre Haute. Send them to Florence ADX or Terre Haute where they killed Timothy McVeigh. Light them up. They said, give me liberty or give me death. Okay, they're fine with death, clearly. They put it on the flags, okay? Give them death. I think that's really what they want. People who bum rush the Capitol, they're done, man. These are patriots, okay? They've been fighting for 250 years for America, and now it's time to die. I think they've earned that. I think that they broke into the Capitol building fully knowing that they might die. And a woman did die. A woman died. I don't know her name. Ashley something, right? Ashley Babbitt, I believe it is. Something like that. A woman died, and it's tragic. It's always tragic when people die. But what are we going to do with the rest of these people? Okay? I think they would like to die. That's why they broke it. They don't give a shit anymore, okay? They truly believe that this country is over. Are they right? I don't know. It depends if you watch Alex Jones or not. But these are people who are at their wits' end, okay? They believe that they were screwed in the election, and now they're like, we're breaking into the motherfucking Capitol building. What did they do when they got in there? They just kind of hung out. Obviously, still a crime. Someone stole Nancy Pelosi's laptop, which I have some questions about, honestly. Nancy Pelosi's laptop. What could possibly be on Nancy Pelosi's laptop? I tweeted out that it's probably a calendar full of salon appointments, but it also could just be the most disgusting granny porn or tranny porn. Who knows? I don't know what kind of porn Nancy Pelosi watches. Now, obviously, this is a podcast where I talk about porn. We are going to have a porn star of the podcast. I did just want to talk about the events of the day and the days previous to this. Before we got into the porn star of the podcast, we will get into her. September Rain, very good porn star. But I got my Trump on. Very good porn star. By the way, they banned Trump from Twitter. They got Trump off Twitter. Is this a win for the left, a loss for the right, or is it really just a loss for the American people? Because the best part about the Trump presidency was the tweets. It was the tweets. Tax cuts, meh. Stimulus checks, meh. COVID vaccine, okay. But the tweets, oh my God. Some of the funniest shit. Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, any late night host, even Conan couldn't keep up with Donald Trump's fucking tweets. The guy is hilarious, okay? He is. I don't think Joe Biden's going to be that funny on Twitter. It's just me personally. I don't know. I just don't think he's going to be quite as funny is Donald J. Trump. Now, there have been some videos surfacing of Trump's family members, mainly Don Jr. and his cocaine addicted and weirdly tan wife, who I don't know her name, and I don't care to know her name. They were dancing and celebrating when they were watching these people try to break into the fucking Capitol building. They were like, yeah, go. I'm saying root for your team. I got no problem rooting for your team. But I do think that's not going to look good for them, okay? If Don Jr. tries to run the way George W. did, all hail the great George W. Bush, after his dad lost a one-term election after he was CIA director for a while, kind of some shady shit. I don't know. All I'm saying is Don Jr. is going to run unless they lock him up. They might lock him up. Here's the funny thing. Donald Trump said lock her up. He had crowds of people chanting lock her up about Hillary Clinton. Didn't lock her up. Now he lost. They're probably going to lock him up. They might lock Donald Trump up. If you're a fan of Donald Trump, he might be going to jail. The thing about it is, and I think a lot of history folks may recognize this, Napoleon Napoleon Bonaparte, who was the monarch of France, I don't know what the fuck, he was the dictator, he was the generalissimo of fucking France for a while. He got overthrown. He got exiled to an island, and he escaped the island, came back and took over France again. So just be careful. I saw someone tweeted out that Hitler had his attempted coup of the government in 1923, and then in 1933 he took power. He did go to jail. Now, Trump's a lot older than Hitler was back then. Hitler had that youth going for him, you know? That's why he was so big on the Hitler youth, getting the young kids involved. Trump never did that. He had students for Trump, and people were like, it's like the Hitler youth. I'm like, they wish they were the Hitler youth. Okay, let's be fucking honest. Students for Trump wish they were the Hitler youth. They're not. And I think the Trump movement, when we get past all of this, people are going to be like, well, the movement is still going to be going. There's going to be people who still are conservatives, unless they put them all on trains. Who knows? See, that's the thing. America doesn't really have as good of a train system as some of the past, fascist or communist or Soviet countries have had. America can't really put people on trains. We can put them on semi-trucks. That's what we might have to do. If we're gonna start expunging the unwanteds, the deplorables, as Hitler called them, the funny thing is, it's almost like they got Trump supporters to identify themselves, right? Like Hitler did with the Jews, put a star on them. The deplorables just bought deplorable merch. They bought merch. They bought it. I hope they don't put them on trains. I hope nobody gets put on trains. Can we put that out there? I hope nobody gets put on a train. I hope nobody gets put on a semi truck. I hope none of that happens. All right. If it happens, I don't want to be on it personally. I don't know what I can do to stop it. I voted for Kanye. That's what I did to try and stop it. He's getting divorced. He's apparently gay. The Weeknd has plastic surgery. He's looking more like Michael Jackson than Michael Jackson's look like Michael Jackson. What is happening? 2021 is off to a wild start. Okay, you got Sean King defending cops. Are you serious? Sean King is defending cops. Kanye's gay. Trump just said he lost. What is happening? They tried to storm the Capitol building in a goat outfit. The head guy literally had a goat outfit on. I don't know what this guy had was wearing. He had a fucking Davy Crockett hat with horns, tribal tattoos on a white guy. And honestly, it's pretty funny. Not that the lady died, that part sucks, but I think one day we'll all be able to look back on this and laugh, right? We'll all be sitting on a bus or a train or maybe even a plane going to a camp, and we'll be able to laugh. We'll be like, remember when we voted for that fucking guy? Remember that? That was crazy. It's going to be real interesting reading history books on a tablet that's made in China. We might become the new China in a bad way, right? Like we might have to start building shit for China. That's scary. I don't want to have to work. I like doing comedy too much, all right? I was down in Killeen, Texas, outside of Fort Hood doing some comedy last night, and I got to tell you, I like doing comedy around a military base. You feel safe, okay? You feel like my freedom of speech matters here still, okay? But when China takes over, I don't know if we're still going to be able to do open mic comedy. All right? I don't know how many open mics they have in Beijing. Never been there. Don't know much about the scene. I don't know how many open mics they have there. I don't know if you can really grind in China, right? Real hard to go to your slave labor day job after a long night of miking in Guangzhou. Just saying. But I was down in Killeen, Texas. Shout out my Sia. Awesome comedian from Killeen, Texas. Putting us up, hanging out with us. She runs an awesome mic on Thursdays. We'll talk about it on the Open Mics podcast. Today is about porn capitalism. I just wanted to let you know, Fort Hood. Shout out to Fort Hood. Shout out to freedom. Shout out to Texas. Okay? I love Texas. And I do feel like Texas might be one of the safest places to be. There's a lot of guns around here. They say don't mess with Texas. I don't know if China's gonna follow those rules, but they're gonna have something coming to them if they mess with Texas. Long story short, you can mess with Washington D.C. Apparently, you can just walk in. You can literally walk into the Capitol building, which makes me think, where do they hide the actual shit? Because I think, let's be honest, okay? A lot of these people, the GOAT guy and all these people, I think a lot of them are QAnon conspiracy theorist people. I think they thought when they broke into the Capitol, they were going to see stuff, right? Like National Treasure. I think these people watched a little too much of that. And they got in there and they're like, this is just an office building. So the one guy's like, I'll steal Nancy Pelosi's mail. It's like a bill. It's just a bill, an unpaid fucking parking bill. Nancy Pelosi's like, I'm not paying that shit. I'm the Speaker of the fucking House. Think I'm paying a fucking bullshit bill? You know, you're gonna write Nancy Pelosi a parking ticket in San Francisco, all right? When she had to get out of her car and step in people shit. And you're going to write her a ticket? Yeah, I don't think she's paying that one. And I actually, for once, applaud Nancy Pelosi for not paying a ticket in your bullshit city. I'm just saying. I applaud you, Nancy Pelosi. Normally not a fan, but if that turns out to be an unpaid bill that guy stole from you, that's hilarious. They also stole her laptop. Like I said, I think some salon appointments were probably about to get made. I wonder if Trump's really going to go on Parler now. That's what people are saying now that Trump has been banned off Twitter. Is he going to go on Parler? I went on Parler earlier. Nothing going on, really. I don't know if my account got shut down. I only had one follower on Parler. One follower. That's it. I haven't used Parler, man. I tried to use it, right? Because I love free speech. So I was like, let me try to use Parler. And I put some stuff on there. I'm like, this app fucking blows, dude. I had friends in college who built better social media apps than fucking Parler, okay? 2015. Look up Branch app, okay? Better app. Less users, better app. And, you know, they shut down Trump on Facebook. And Emily Ratajkowski, that woke woman, had to come to the defense of Donald J. Trump and say, look, if they're going to shut him down, how is Emily Ratajkowski the voice of reason in 2021? She said if they shut down Trump, they can shut down anyone. If they can literally shut down the fucking president, who's in charge? Is Facebook bigger than the government? It might be. Might just be. And I don't use Facebook a whole lot. I don't even use Facebook Marketplace. And you guys know I love the Marketplace of free ideas, but I never use Facebook Marketplace. I've used Craigslist a little bit. I have used eBay. I have used some other sites, but I've never used Facebook Marketplace. But I think that's going to be the number one selling place now, right? I think Trump's going to try to sell stuff on there. Trump's going to sell merch. They're going to be trying to sell merch. People who bought a bunch of Trump merch and are like, I don't really fuck with this anymore, are going to try to sell it to Trump Hardys. And they're going to be like, yeah, I'll buy it. And then Facebook is going to be like, you can't sell that fucking shit on our website, okay? A lot of people don't know about Nazi Germany, okay? In Nazi Germany, there were a lot of people who had merch, right? Merch, copies of Mein Kampf, swastikas, merch. And after the war, after Hitler lost, he didn't give a concession speech. He kind of just killed himself in the bunker with Eva Braun. After that, Germany said, no more Hitler merch. Like, no Hitler merch, okay? No more swastikas, no more copies of Mein Kampf, no speech, none of that. I think that might happen with the Trump stuff. I'll be honest with you. I'm just speaking as a German American, okay? I think they might outlaw Trump merch. If you got Trump merch, burn it. Burn that shit before they come for you, okay? I have one piece of Trump merch. I have a MAGA hat that I got as a gift. I've used it in some skits. I also have a Trump mask that I've used in music video, not multiple, just one. I also have a Hillary Clinton mask that was used in the same video. And I don't think that counts as merch, okay? If they're going to, and here's the thing, it'll count as merch. I'm going to a camp. I know it, okay? I'm going to have to bring my sunscreen because I'm white. We love camping. I think it's going to be easy. They're going to round up all the white people and be like, we're going to camp. They're going to be like, hell, we're camping? Let's go. Who's got the beer? And they're going to be like, no beer. And we're going to be like, what is that? They're going to get all the white people to go to a camp, right? It's going to be reverse Holocaust. They're going to Holocaust the white people. It's going to happen, okay? If you don't think it's going to happen, you're not paying attention, okay? Wake up, people. They're going to put you on a bus. They're going to put you on a train, a plane, a fucking semi-truck built by Tesla. And they're going to send you to a camp. They won't re-educate you, by the way. Because they never educated you in the first place. Motherfucker. Boom. How are they going to re-educate you if they never educated you in the first place? That's the question, people. That's what I want you to ask yourselves. I want you to ask your kids that as you sit down for one final meal of fast food before this country comes to a crashing halt. And it's coming. It might be here. I don't think we missed it yet, but I think it's here. Now, I did see, I don't follow a ton of lefties on Twitter, but I do follow some lefties on Twitter, and they pointed out that well before January 6th, there were plenty of organizational movements to have a march, a rally in support of President Trump on January 6th. Why January 6th? Well, I think part of it was the runoff election in Georgia, which the Democrats seem to have won. I didn't even hear about it, honestly. I think everyone was just so pissed about everything else. Nobody really knew who won. I guess the Democrats won in Georgia. Don't know. I just know Ossoff. John Ossoff. That's the only guy I know. I don't know the other guy, but he's the first black senator from Georgia. And I think they planned it on purpose for January 6th because they were like, look, on January 6th is going to be the day after they steal the election a second time and take over. They think it was a coup. The people who tried to do the coup thought the other guys were doing a coup. Everybody thinks there's a coup going on. And honestly, I think it's really just the corporate oligarchs taking the power back more than they already had it. Here's what happened, really. Trump stood up to China. I'm not saying Trump was a perfect president, but he did stand up to China for whatever that's worth. And I don't think China was happy about it. So what they did is they created COVID. I don't think they created it, but they definitely downplayed it. I just don't believe that 7,000 people died of COVID in China. How many people died of getting shot in the fucking head in China then? More than that, right? Come on, political prisoners? Free Hong Kong is all I'm saying. I support the Houston Rockets just for the fact that they had a GM who they, I think, fired, who said free Hong Kong. But I do live in Dallas now, so I got to be a Mavs fan. And the Mavs have the best white players in history. Dirk Nowitzki, Luka Doncic. Are you kidding me? How does Mark Cuban find the best white players in the country, in the world? In the world, really, not even in the country. He finds foreigners, goes to Europe, give me the best cracker you guys got. And they did. And he won him a ring. Then 20 years later, he retired. He said, give me the next best cracker you got. And they're like, well, he's not a power forward. He's a kind of, a guard with good handles, good ball player. They said, give me him. Luka Doncic. He's a baller. I just think we're at a point in this country where most people don't even give a shit anymore. I think there's like the radicals on the left and the right, which I think makes up maybe 2% of the population on each end. So maybe tops 4% total, who are really nuts. Then you have the 15% of people who watch it. And then you have 80% of the people who are just like, can we just fucking stop? I just want to go to work. I want to come home. I want to fuck my wife or my husband. Or both, if you're into that. And I just want to live my life. I think that's what a lot of people really just want at this point. They're like, dude, just let me fucking live my life. And Texas is one of the few places, I believe, now where you can do that. It's looking like my shows in Michigan are still going to be canceled. Spoke with Mark Ridley. It looks like they're still going to be canceled. I just don't think they want to do fun stuff in Michigan anymore. I think the governor of Michigan, who had a hilarious post where she's like, Dear America, sorry that Betsy DeVos is such a bitch. Sincerely, Michigan. I put it on a sweater. Guys. Does this see my sweater? I'm the governor of Michigan. I made a funny sweater. Oh my God. Aren't I the funniest? She's like that mom who sucks. You know what I'm saying? Gretchen Whitmer is like that mom who's like, I got a cute sweater. I don't let my kids do anything fun, but I look at my sweater, right? Look at my sweater. Isn't it cute? I got it at the store. I'm like, oh my God, it's so clever. And then I'm like, ooh, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to wear a mask on TV. And I'm the governor. Oh my God. This is my impression of Gretchen Whitmer. Oh my God, COVID. Like, we're going to do like... At that point, it just sounded like Kermit the Crab. Speaking of, Jordan Peterson was seen at the riots in D.C. He was telling people that they didn't make their bed at the hotels. He was like, guys, if you're going to storm the Capitol, at least make your bed at the hotel so that the cleaning people don't have to work as hard, right? But nobody listened to him, And nobody read his new book, 12 Rules for Storming the Capitol. Clearly, rule number 1, don't talk about storming the Capitol before you storm the Capitol. You know what I'm saying? Is they got rid of all the evidence. All the dead babies that they keep in the Capitol, they got rid of them because they knew you were coming on the 6th. You should have shown up on the 3rd. Okay? Q. Should have shown up on the 3rd, but what did you do? You watched football. Fucking idiots. Fucking idiots. I think that's the big down, that's what holds the Republican Party back is their love of football. This could have all ended if they just let Kaepernick take a knee. But no, he didn't. He didn't want to let him take a knee. Didn't want to let him take a knee. Just let him take it. Who gives a fuck? Who even cares about the national anthem before the game? Okay? National anthem is important on the 4th of July and when we win a war, which it's been a minute, okay? Other than that, just play the game. I don't even give a shit, dude. Just play football. Just go concuss a couple guys. That's why I'm watching, right? It's like NASCAR. I just want to see an accident. I want to see a guy get wrecked. That's all I really, I just want to watch a guy get fucking lit up, okay? Whew. But they don't want to let you do that. They want to make the game safe, right? They want to make football safe. They want to make the country safe. They want to give you a vaccine, and then they're like, I need to give it to you again. That's like when I got a job, and they were like, you need to fill this out for a background check. I'm like, okay, cool. They fill it out, background check comes back, and they're like, oh, cool, nice, done. And then they're like, actually, we need you to fill it out again. I'm like, why? They're like, well, we pay for that information, and we said you didn't fill it out. I'm like, what about this screenshot that says I fucking filled it out? And they're like, well, you got to fill it out again. I'm like, all right, have fun paying for that again, but you know what I'm saying? What are we doing? Why do you got to take the vaccine twice? It's clearly not effective if you got to take it twice. Okay? 2 vaccines. 4 bracelets. Shout out 2 Chainz. I don't know if I'm going to take the vaccine, mostly because I live in Texas, and I don't think it's going to be required down here. Now, if they do require it, I don't know what to do. If I'm going to do the vaccine, I want to try heroin when I do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're going to vaccinate me, give me some heroin too, just so I forget that I got the vaccine. And, when I wake up 20 years later a heroin addict, I'm like, hey, at least I don't care about this 3rd arm I grew, right? I'm a heroin addict. Doesn't matter. You know how much easier it would be to be a heroin addict with 3 arms, by the way? If you had a 3rd arm, right? That's, oh my God. You can, hold the belt with 1 arm, needle in the other, and then you got the arm you're injecting. Heroin addicts should be lined up for the vaccine so they can get the 3rd arm. You know what I'm saying? These are the things nobody thinks about, okay? This country loves drugs, okay? We love opioids specifically. And if the people in charge of the vaccine distribution and marketing and everything like that really wanted to get everyone, they'd be like, look, it's going to give you a 3rd arm, which is going to make heroin that much easier to do, okay? We'll give you a free baggie of heroin if you come and get the vaccine. Come on. Who is in charge of marketing for this? I don't know, but clearly nobody, because this should have been done months ago. They should have been like, guys, we got to pair it with heroin. This vaccine pairs very well with some black tar heroin from south of the border. But, they just didn't want to do that because that would have made too much sense again. That's why we need capitalism. Free market, With the free market, you get multiple vaccines. One of the vaccines is going to realize, hey, guys, competitive edge. Let's give away free heroin with it. Huh? Looking around the board, we're like, guys, what do you think? Let's do it. And then they're like, we got to pull a trigger. Nobody's taking our vaccine. Now all of a sudden, everybody's taking the motherfucking Pfizer vaccine because that's the one that comes with heroin. Grow the 3rd arm, shoot yourself up with heroin. No COVID anymore. I mean, we still have the drug problem, but no COVID. Am I right? I think I'm right. I just want to try heroin. I think that's really all it is. Kidding, I don't. I'm kidding, I haven't. I think about, if you get put in that position where they literally are like, you have to take the vaccine, and you say no, and they're like, well, now you can't do X, Y, Z, can't see your kids, can't see your grandkids, can't go to work, can't do what you love to do, can't do anything, you just have to sit at home. It's almost like, shit, you need the vaccine to leave your house now. They might let it get to that point. If they let it get to that point, I mean, fuck, dude. Pick your poison, right? Do I want to live a life virtually, or do I want the vaccine and a third arm and heroin? I might go with the heroin, personally. Like I said, I was down in Killeen. Big shout out to them as well. Just a fun town. I was up on stage and I mentioned that I'm from Germany, and this woman, a black woman, who I was talking to her, she was drinking a big tall beer. I was like, oh, I used to love those. I'm German. I'm from Germany originally. She's like, oh, sprichst du Deutsch? And I was like, ja, natürlich. And we started speaking German back and forth. Me and this black woman in Killeen, Texas at an open mic. And everybody's looking at us like, what in the fuck is happening? Okay, they are dying laughing because they're looking at me talking German to this black woman, and she's talking German back to me, and we're having a whole ass conversation in German, and everyone's like, what in the fuck is happening? It was pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. Speaking of black women, let's get to our porn star of the podcast for this week. It is Miss September Rain, as promised. I don't have a ton of information on her. I'll be honest with you, okay? I wasn't able to get one of those really funny descriptions. Her about is very simple. I'll give it to you. Multi-nominated, 6-time Urban X Awards, X-Biz Cam Awards, Industry Crossover Star, Adult Webcam Awards, AVN Fan Awards. Boom. That's what she's got. Her relationship status is single. She's into guys and girls. Her profile on porn, her porn star profile views has 1.1 million, almost 1.2 million. She's active. She started in 2015. She is a female born on September 15th, 1990. There goes September Rain. She is 30 years old. Measurements include 34 triple D, 20-inch waist, 34-inch abude, 5'3", 114 pounds. She is black, Brazilian in background. She has black hair, hazel eyes, fake boobs, tattoos, piercings. And she joined Pornhub 9 months ago. Now, I do want to shout out, obviously, as we try to do her OnlyFans. It is onlyfans.com/iSpySeptemberTV. That's the letter I, Spy, S-P-Y, September TV. onlyfans.com/iSpySeptemberTV. You can get a subscription for $6.99 a month. There are bundles available. If you're into bundles, this is capitalism. I love bundling. I love OnlyFans. I don't have a subscription. I don't have my own account, but I love the hustle that it gives to women like September Rain, sex workers who are out there trying to make it during the pandemic. OnlyFans gave them an opportunity. So she has some bundles. You can get 5% off for 3 months. So it'll be $19.92 for 3 months. 10% off for 6 months. So you get 6 months for $37.75. 15% off for the whole year. So if you want to go and get a year-long subscription to September Rain on OnlyFans, $71.30 for the 12-month package is 15% off. She does have 178 posts on OnlyFans, 1.8 thousand likes. And I think she was just live an hour ago. Well, obviously, it doesn't matter. When you're listening to this, I don't know. It does also say she responds to all DMs. Responds to all DMs. So go ahead and send her a DM. Don't make it gross. You can send her tips on Pornhub as well if you would like. Pornhub.com/pornstar/September-Rain. That's REIGN Rain. If you want to hook her up with a little bit of moolah. You know what I'm saying? Great porn star. I only discovered her recently. I'll be honest. I as you do, stumble across a new porn star and you're like, who is that I'm jerking off to? You look her up and you're like, I like it. I like what you're bringing to the table, September Rain. I'm a fan, okay? I am now a fan. I am not your only fan, but I am a fan. So that is this week's porn star of the podcast. Again, September Rain. And as I said, I do want to know what kind of porn Nancy Pelosi watches. I think that's the important thing that this country now has to pivot to because we have access to it. QAnon and the patriots who broke into the Capitol, who should get the death penalty, they stole her laptop And I think it's time to see what's on it. Okay, what kind of porn? Okay, they think it's child porn. I think it's granny porn, granny tranny porn. Okay, I think the first transsexual person ever has a porno with Nancy Pelosi, and it's on her laptop. And I think Jeffrey Epstein knew that. Okay, and that's why they fucking killed him, bro, because he knew about the granny tranny porn with Nancy Pelosi. And I don't think he was ever going to expose her, but I think he knew he had the leverage, all right? That's how he got the island. Pelosi is a very, very powerful family from Baltimore, right? I don't know their last name. It's some Italian shit. But my point is, we need to know what Nancy Pelosi is flicking that woke bean to, okay? We know she's not paying her parking tickets, okay? We know she's not doing that. We know she's not working for the people. I haven't gotten my stimulus yet. Just saying, government. Just saying, man, I didn't get my stimulus yet, man. I'm going to break into Capitol, man. Man. I wonder if they would have still broken in if they got the 2,000. If Trump would have been like, give them 2,000, and then they gave them 2,000. I wonder if they still would have broken in. I think they would have. I think they would have just brought more people. They'd have taken all that money and been like, we're taking more people to the Capitol. They could have stole Chuck Schumer's laptop. That's what I want to see. Where's Chuck Schumer's laptop? What is that guy whacking it to? Chuck Schumer. He's probably got some nasty porn on his shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Some nasty shit. Like the Nancy Pelosi granny tranny porn. I'm sure he's whacking it to that, dude. Dude, Congress is probably one big jerk-off session, okay? I think when they turn the cameras for C-SPAN off, it turns into a big fuck fest. Okay, and I'm not talking Bohemian Grove. I'm talking in the building, in the offices. They just have a big sex party. As soon as C-SPAN cuts, and they turn it into a CFAP, and they just go nuts. Literally. Just bust nuts all over. Fuck a bill. You know why the U.S. Declaration of Independence had all that secret shit on the back of it that Nicolas Cage had to discover? It's because they fucking came all over it, bro. The founding fathers, the fapping founding fathers, I think they were jerking each other off daily. Ben Franklin running out in the rain to get a fucking lightning bolt struck on a goddamn, whatchamacallit? What do you call that? A fucking kite. That motherfucker jerked off. And that's why now every time I jerk off, I feel like a patriot, you know? I feel like one of the guys who helped this country become what it is today, a disaster, okay? Every time I jerk off, I'm like, this is helping make this country fucking awesome. It's the freedom that we have in America. We have the freedom to fap. It's a freedom that China is trying to take away because they're jealous of our big dicks, okay? I think they are. I think that's what it is. I think China just has penis envy. And they want to take over the world just so they can get back at all the guys who have bigger dicks than them, which is most of us. Xi Jinping does not have a big dick. I would be shocked if Xi Jinping had a big dick. I'd be even more shocked if Kim Jong-un had a big dick. If Kim Jong-un is swinging lumber, I would be shocked, personally. I'm sure he tells the people, I'm sure he tells the ladies, hey, I have a big dick. Notice I didn't do Asian accent at that time. I don't always have to do it, but it's fun. I'm sure he tells them that he has a big dick, and then they look at it, and there's probably one girl who said, that's not that big. And that girl is dead now. R.I.P. Should have said he had a big dick. That's how dictatorship works, bitch. You gotta know who daddy is, okay? You gotta know who fucking daddy is. I hope it's not about that. I hope that we can continue to have the freedom to fap and the freedom to be who we are as Americans, you know, even though I'm German. I would like to continue to have freedom. That being said, I think there's going to be a war with China. I think it's going to be about the dicks, the dick sizes and everything. But I think we'll see. I'm excited to find out. 2021 is already off to a crazy start. Like I said, Sean King is defending cops. Donald Trump is bending the knee. He didn't take a knee because I don't know if he can. But he basically conceded. He also said he's not going to the inauguration. Power move, by the way. Power move. He also has COVID as an excuse, right? If there's 1 year you can skip the inauguration, it's COVID. The COVID inauguration, dudes, you can skip that one, right? Even though he already had COVID. How has Joe Biden not had COVID? That's the concern. Joe Biden hasn't had COVID yet. I think they're saving it. He hasn't been vaccinated either, but he also hasn't had COVID. Crazy, right? I think what's going to happen, he's going to get in there, right? He's going to look good. They're going to have him looking good up top. He's going to have his first 100 days. Everyone's going to have to wear a mask. And then Sharia law is coming after that, by the way. No, it's going to be Kamala law because day 101, Joe Biden is going to come down with COVID. They're going to enact the 25th Amendment very quickly because they have all Congress. And that is when Comrade Kamala Harris will take over the government and rule with an iron fist. Okay? It's coming. You think she's going to legalize weed? I don't think so. I know she took a puff just to say she took a puff. We're all going to jail. You smoke weed, you're going to fucking jail. All right? Take the vaccine and take your heroin and get the fuck out of here. Don't smoke weed. This is America, bitch. Do heroin. That would be the plan. Like I said, give everyone the vaccine, grow a third arm, make it easier to do heroin, get everyone pacified on the heroin. It's basically what we do with the pills anyway. But fuck, let's do it with heroin. If we're going to do it, let's do it big, okay? I'm in Texas. I got a big mentality and a big ego right now. Let's do heroin. Why not? It's 2021. They stormed the Capitol, okay? Trump's off Twitter. Nancy Pelosi's looking at granny tranny porn. Let's just do heroin at this point. I don't see why not. I'm confused as to why everyone is not doing heroin. It should be easily available. It should come with the vaccine. That's what I'm fighting for. I'm not taking the vaccine until they give you the heroin. That's what I'm saying. Just tell me, Pfizer. Grow me a fourth arm and a bigger dick. Get that fourth arm I can jerk off while I'm doing heroin. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean to get heated. But I just love jerking off and porn and everything. And capitalism and freedom. America's good too. National anthem is I'm confused when people get so attached to the national anthem because it is just a song, right? It has meaning. Every song has meaning. Lose Yourself has fucking meaning. That's the white trash national anthem, right? You better lose yourself in the music. But my point is, you get so hung up on just the song that you don't think about what the song is talking about, right? We have freedom. You have the freedom to not give a fuck about the national anthem. That's your freedom as an American. Other countries, you don't have that freedom, okay? In America, you're allowed to take a knee during the national anthem, and the only thing that happens is your crazy president tweets at you, right? Well, Colin Kaepernick kind of got blackballed from the NFL, but also his passer rating was kind of dog shit the last year he was playing. I don't know. I mean, I think he got treated unfairly for sure, but you also have to look at the fact that his performance had fallen off. And then when you're out of the league for a while, real hard to break back in, okay? It's Mahomes' league now, okay? It's Mahomes' league. It is. Now, if Mahomes takes a knee for the national anthem, now we're talking. He might have already done it. I'm sure they all have. But my point is, we have the freedom in this country to kneel for the national anthem. Other countries, if you kneel for the national anthem, they shoot you. Okay? So just in that regard, America's better. Now, this is not an America First podcast or whatever the fuck. I mean, America is number one. We are. Limited time only. But we are number one, baby. Number one in COVID. Number one in reported COVID deaths. Suck it, China. Suck it. Okay? And, we're number one in dick size, too. Honestly, we got the biggest dicks, dude. Are you shitting me? Maybe not on average, but we got a big population. But we got the biggest dicks, all right? Big dicks come to America. This is where opportunities exist for big dicks, little dicks, any dick. Pussy dick. You can have a pussy and make it in this country. Kamala Harris. Comrade Kamala Harris is the fucking president now. Are you kidding me? You can do anything in this country. You can do anything. Except not wear a mask. You can't do that in certain places. But I want to end this podcast with a little bit of positivity because I feel like a lot of this has been negative, and I don't want it to come off too negative, even though, the world's on fire. I think the positive thing to look at from all of this is As a country, we were able to look at crazy people burn down Portland all summer, crazy people try to break into DC in January, and I think most of us are still on the same team. I think most of us still want to live in a free society. I think most of us still want to hear each other out. I think most of us still want to be able to go out to restaurants and enjoy each other's company. I think most of us still want to have the freedom to be able to do whatever job they want to do. I think most of us still want to be able to open a small business if they can do so, if they want to do so. I think most of us want that freedom. Now, that being said, we have to remember there are evil people in this world, okay? It's not everyone in China. It is Xi Jinping. That motherfucker sucks. But we have to understand that being divided internally is going to make it so much more difficult to protect the things that we value. Even though we might be divided on certain issues, there are things that all of us value that we don't even talk about, right? I think freedom is one of those things. Certain levels of freedom we all want and love. And we have to make sure that as people, we can hang on to those freedoms. Because otherwise, we're not going to, right? If you don't protect your number one asset, which as an American I think is freedom. If you don't protect that, it's going to get taken away from you. Whether it's from your own government or foreign governments, or fuck it, your own government working with foreign governments. Okay, people act like that's just a movie plot. I think it's very possible. Do I think Joe Biden is bought out by the Chinese? I don't think he knows who he's bought out by. I think he's clearly bought out. Even people on the left are saying that, okay? Black Lives Matter doesn't even fuck with Joe Biden anymore. But my point is, I think it takes all of us to recognize that, hey, we need to come together, all right? And I know that was the Obama phrase, that was the George Bush phrase after 9/11, but it is really true. I don't know if Trump said that enough. Maybe the media didn't cover it enough when he did say it, and I'm sure they'll cover it when Biden tries to say it. But at the end of the day, it's on us. It's not up to the fucking politicians, right? They're like, we need unity right now. Well, get some unity. It's not the president's job. I mean, it is, but it's not all on the president, right? The president is just there to try and lead. We as the people need to make sure that we individually in our own lives with the people that we talk to and fuck with and fuck, it's on us, okay? So whether you storm the Capitol or not, just know that together we can get heroin with the vaccine. Together. Thank you.